Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakah Kodash, Barakatham. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. In peace and salutations to you Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Raya with another video, and I'm going to start it off with Malachi chapter 1 verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, Edom being Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. The key word here being the border of wickedness. Wherever Esau, Edom sets his borders, wickedness follows. And as it says in Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, Esau, Edom. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And since the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked, or Esau, Edom, his border is the entire planet. So the entire planet is consumed in wickedness, which you can clearly see by just the way things are run on this planet. Morality's been degraded, and our food, water, and air have been degraded as well, just by all these things Esau's doing to the environment for profit. And with with the earth being in the hands of the wicked, 2nd Esdras 6 and 9 clearly shows who that wicked is. For you people out there that like to say, oh, well, everybody's doing something bad on this planet. This is 2nd Esdras 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, is the beginning of it that followeth. And you can clearly see that we're in the end of this age. There are wars and rumors of wars, earthquakes happening every day in diverse places, famines and pestilences and what have you. Humanity can't go on for much longer. We live in the age of nuclear weapons that can destroy this planet several times over. But when I say destroy this planet, I don't mean destroy completely, but destroy the environment, which will be renewed when the Israelites are back in power. But that just goes to show we have world-ending weapons, all thanks to Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. But first and foremost, through the will of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. But this is just going to be another video showing why we call you Edomites the devil, because everything you do causes destruction. All you know how to create is destruction. You don't know how to create life. This is Revelation 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name. And that right there is talking about in the kingdom, when the 144,000 and righteous 1/3 are the first fruits, putting you nations in order to rebuild this planet and our kingdom for that 1,000 years of hardcore bondage and slavery. And shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth, whom the earth has been given into the hands of right now, which is Esau, Edom, because you Edomites as well are going to be in hardcore bondage and slavery for 1,000 years. But after that 1,000 years, these other nations are going to go back to their lands and live under our laws. But you Edomites are going to be eradicated from the face of the earth for the wickedness you've caused in destroying the earth. And I'm going to start it off with an article on USA Today titled, Weed Killer in Your Wine and Beer. That's what a new USPIRG study found. Play this video real quick. And I'm going to be covering 3 different chemicals that are widely used in our foods in this video, which is why you've got all these high rates of cancer out here and these people's bodies just breaking down, all thanks to Esau Edom, the so-called white man. As is said in Ezekiel 4:13, and Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled, polluted, cancer-causing bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. Your favorite cereal, instant oatmeal or granola, which are usually considered healthy foods, might also contain the main ingredient for weed killer. A new report by the public interest advocacy group USPIRG reveals that tests of 5 wines and 15 beers, including organic ones, found traces of the controversial weed killer glyphosate in 19 out of the 20. They include brands like Coors Light, Miller Lite, Budweiser, Corona, Heineken, Guinness, Stella Artois, and Samuel Adams. And really, you shouldn't be drinking those beers to begin with because they all taste like shit. But I digress. The levels of glyphosate we found are not necessarily dangerous, but are still concerning given the potential health risks, USPIRG said. And this video is full of propaganda to make things not seem as bad as it is, because not only is a glyphosate in the things we drink and consume, but other chemicals as well, constantly compounding on each other to make things that much worse. Glyphosate, a pesticide and herbicide best known as an ingredient in Monsanto's Roundup, is a probable human carcinogen, and it isn't probable, it's a definite human carcinogen, according to the International Agency for Research on Cancer, a branch of the World Health Organization, an organization run by the powers that be, so you know off the bat not to trust them. They have their agenda to push, which all plays into that Georgia Guidestone's agenda of keeping the population below 500 million. You can't trust any mainstream organization out there, which you should know by now if you're watching videos like this. Noting the report's acknowledgement that levels are below EPA risk for beverages, and as we'll see later, the EPA isn't an upstanding organization as well. A spokesperson for National Trade Association, the Beer Institute, responded to USA Today saying, our members work with farmers who go to great lengths to raise their crops sustainably and safely. And the majority of these farmers that you get your food from work on factory farms where they have to reach a particular quota to keep their profits up. So they're really not paying too much attention to how safe your food is. They got a family to feed themselves. And not just that, but with a large amount of factory farms being where we get most of our food from, it's causing these mom and pop farms to go out of business because they can't compete. That's why you got a high level of U.S. farmer suicides out there. The results of the most recent federal testing showed farmers' use of glyphosate falls well below federal limits. Remember, this is from the USA Today, a mainstream publication. An adult would have to drink more than 140 glasses of wine a day containing the highest glyphosate level measured just to reach the level that California's Office of Environmental Health Hazard Assessment has identified as no significant risk level, wrote a spokesperson for the Wine Institute in a statement to USA Today. USA Today reached out to companies whose products were tested. Many contested the accuracy of the PIRG study. Others acknowledged the potential for the presence of herbicides in trace amounts beyond their control. And believe me, it's more than just trace amounts. Organic winery Frey Vineyards noted that while no herbicides have ever been used in its farming practices, glyphosate in trace amounts is now found in rainwater because of its application to conventionally farmed agricultural land. So even if you're buying organic products, there's still a crossover to where these deadly herbicides find their way into it. So there's no escaping. They shouldn't even be using these chemicals to begin with. All again through the will of Esau Edom, the so-called white man, showing why you Edomites need to be taken out of power. Glyphosate in trace amounts can be found in many food products across the United States. We urge consumers to speak up to ban all use of glyphosate. Stating that a pesticide is the last thing you want to think about as you raise a glass, PIRG wanted to highlight what it sees as a potential danger. No matter the efforts of brewers and vintners, we found that it is incredibly difficult to avoid the troubling reality that consumers will likely drink glyphosate at every happy hour and backyard barbecue around the country, said U.S. PIRG Education Fund's Kara Cook Schultz, who authored the study. The 2018 Sutter Home Merlot was the wine with the highest concentration of glyphosate at 51.4 parts per billion, or ppb, while in the beer category it was Tsingtao from Hong Kong with 49.7 ppb. The American beer with the largest trace was Coors Light with 31.1 ppb. And if you brothers want to pause it, you can see this list right here. Organic adult beverages were also implicated in the U.S. PIRG research. For example, a 2016 Inkari Malbec had 5.3 ppb, and a 2017 Samuel Smith Organic Lager, 5.7 ppb. William Reeves, a toxicologist for Bayer, which now owns Monsanto, accused the group of publicizing misleading information about pesticide residues in food. Another list.